Welcome to another how-to video. My name's Ditech, CTO at DVS, and firstly, a massive warm welcome to 2021. We hope that it provides you with all the success and prosperity and happiness that you desire. So that's one thing. The second thing, we hope you had a nice, restful, peaceful Christmas break, if that is what you chose to do. And for those of you that continue to work, well done. We hope you're safe and ready for 2021 and whatever that may bring. So, to start off the new year, some new technology. So the wonderful boffins at Hikvision have made this new ColorVu. Now, we've all seen what the ColorVu first generation, second generation. If you haven't seen our second generation 4 megapixel versus 8 megapixel powered by Darkfighter, go check it out on our video. The link, a couple of weeks ago, you can click on the link and watch it at your own leisure. Now, the existing technology, second generation ColorVu, is absolutely fantastic. All of you are very supportive of it. Me, think it's one of the best technologies you can currently buy. Hikvision have gone one step further and they've now released the 8 megapixel version second generation ColorVu. So today we're going to demonstrate the fixed lens bullet camera in the 8 megapixel second generation ColorVu. Now, inside the box we've chosen to go for the 2T 47G2. This is the 8 megapixel 4mm lens option. So inside the box you get obviously the standard Allen key or security key, you get the drilling template, you get the waterproof gland. So it's really important that you do use that waterproof gland. But you can see here, peel this off. You can see here, this is the fixed lens bullet camera, so the 2T style, not the 2.6 varifocal model, so it is a little bit smaller than the larger varifocal 2.6 model. Integrated bracket, all you need to do is you can either fish that through a wall. I know the hole has to be quite big, but it can be done, or use the appropriate back box, junction box, to fit onto there to make off your waterproof connection using the waterproof gland. Now, it's standard PoE, 8 megapixel fixed lens ColorVu, so it's got the AccuSense technology built into it for the false alarm mitigation. It's got the fixed lens, it's got the white LED in there, and again, go and check out the video or watch as we do the video on this 8 megapixel version today. What I'm going to do, it's really difficult to try and prove in every scenario, because wherever I test a camera, someone always says, oh, what about this, what about that? So I'm going to fit this to a speaker pole bracket, fit it outside, looking down the side of our building, which is where we've done all of our ColorVu and AccuSense testing, so it's a very familiar scene. So first we're going to see what it's like in daytime, so see how clear the picture is at 8 megapixel and how clear it is, and then we'll see how good it is at night, and that's with no built-in light, and then with and without the built-in white light on there. So stay tuned, it's going to be a 3-stage process, but hopefully you'll see how clear and how good this technology is. If there was ever a reason to invest in the ColorVu technology at 8 megapixel, now's the time. Really, really exciting. We also do this in different form factors, so we got the turret and a smaller bullet camera as well. So it depends on your preference as to your installation or your customer's needs, which one you choose. So I'm going to go and chuck this up outside, then join me back where we can see how good this image is in the daytime, and then we'll move on to nighttime testing. Stay tuned, folks. Okay, so we have the camera fitted outside. It's in our usual position. It's fitted at the top of a very large set of step ladders. They will be fitted around the building properly, but for demonstration purposes, it's fitted outside on this very familiar outside patch. Now you can see it is 8 megapixel. It is 2:20 in the afternoon, so it looks surprisingly light out there, but it is not very bright for 4th of January day in Wales. It is a bit overcast, a bit cold outside, a bit drizzly. But you can see that's the camera, and the wind is blowing, as you can see by the foliage there. If I quickly go into configuration, I'll just talk you through some of the additional functions. So you can see that is the model of the camera. So you can see it is the second generation G2, second generation ColorVu, 8 megapixel, and currently on the latest released firmware. Under VCA resource, we've got the option for smart events, so that's your intrusion and line crossing. You've got the option for face capture, so if I select face capture, click save, the camera will reboot. You will lose the VCA options like line crossing and intrusion, but you will have the face capture menu under VCA at the bottom there, so you can optimize the camera to capture faces, and you may use that with an IDSX NVR, or even possibly a standard I series, but it optimizes facial capture. Or you've got monitoring, so it's not using it as a smart VCA event, we're just using it for standard monitoring purposes, and that will reboot again and give you just standard monitoring. Metadata, so we always turn the smart event on, so it sends the metadata inside the camera to our software or to a third-party platform. Standard functions, you've got your reboot, default, upgrade firmware, etc. and device auto maintenance. So you can enable this. After enable auto maintenance, the device will automatically restart according to the maintenance plan. The video cannot record during that time. So if you have a need to reboot this camera at a certain date at a certain time, and maybe it's for debugging or to eliminate a problem that you think or the customer thinks is with the camera and you want to prove it, or for some other reason, you can now enable auto maintenance, select the date and time, click save, and the camera will reboot according to that set schedule. You've got the log and security audit log there. Security functions, again, we're always improving this, so always make sure you are on the latest firmware where we can actually always improve not only bug fixes and functionality, but also the security functionality of the product, which is always at the forefront of a lot of people's thoughts. User management, network, now you've got your standard network, I've set it as DHCP, but again, set it to whatever is required. You've got your platform access, so your Hike Connect, so you've got ISUP. ISUP is used to talk to our Hike Central platform, or you've got Hike Connect if you want to add it to Hike Connect directly. It supports HTTPS, God, after the Christmas break, I can't even talk. Integration protocols, so we can enable this for back-end functionality, third-party platforms, and our enhanced hours. Enable open network video interface, effectively ONVIF. Network service and alarm server. Video and audio, now I've already set this to the highest at 8 megapixel, 20 frames a second. H.265 standard is on. I don't use H.265 Plus personally. I find it can create a lot of issues with the image, especially if there's a lot of movement in the scene. So my personal choice is always standard H.265. Yes, it uses a bit more bandwidth and storage, but you see a lot less issues and you get full functionality within the camera. For instance, when you disable or enable H.265 Plus, you get some warnings there. So upgrade your video player because it won't work properly. So, and some functions like region of interest and smooth video, mainstream smoothing are not supported. If you want to reboot now, click OK. But we're not going to use H.265 Plus. Like I said, I do find it adds to a lot of issues. Region of interest, display info on stream, and target cropping, so you can crop the image if you don't want it. For instance, if you want the image to not show this whole scene and you want to crop it down to just show this red box, then enable it and choose the stream type that you want it to be cropped on, which is the third stream. Image, display settings. So by default, this is out of the box. We can adjust a lot of these settings, and again, some settings will be application specific to get the best out of the camera, but scene is normal, and you've got backlit, front light, low illumination, custom 1 and custom 2. Now I'll show you what effect they have on the front end under live view, because you can see it changing and see the effect nicely. So you've got the image adjustment, exposure settings, and that's adjusted with this setting here. Day-night switch set to auto currently, but I can force it into day-night or scheduled switch. That's a word I find difficult to say a lot of the time. So we'll leave it as auto, but when it comes into the dark period later on, I probably will force it into a nighttime switch. In fact, what I will do is change it so I definitely get it. So 1700. Let's change it 1700. Yeah. Okay, so 1700, it will, I didn't select it properly, did I? So you'll go into dark mode at 1705 and then come off at 6 o'clock. Just for testing, that's fine. And then you can adjust a lot of these other functions, like smart supplement light is on or off. I'll leave it off. When you turn it to on, it automatically adjusts the brightness of the LED, so you don't get that massive white glare as an object moves closer, but we'll leave it off to get the full effect. White supplement light is on or off, so we're going to leave it on because we want to see what effect that has on the image. And then light brightness control is auto or manual. And then we're going to change it to full 100% white light to see what effect that has in the image when it gets dark at about 4:30, but we'll come back around 5 o'clock to see what this effect on the image has. Backlight settings, standard, you can adjust them as needed. White balance, image adjustment, and then video adjustment. So far, pretty standard out with the box settings. OSD display, you can put customized text, change the text format, etc. as required. Privacy mask. So again, if you're looking at an object or a window or a doorway or a property that you want to blank out, simply enable it like that, stop drawing and then save, and then you'll have those ingrained in the image and you won't be able to see past them. Let's clear all those areas. And then image parameter switch, you can actually enable the image parameter switch. So you can see here, if I enable it, and you've got different, so normal, backlight, front light, low illumination, custom 1 and custom 2. So depending on which one matches, if it performs better in the day compared to better at night, you can actually enable up a scheduled image parameter switch, which will switch between these different modes at that given time on those different dates and times of the year. So you can see there you've got different actual months as well, January through to December, so 12 months. So it's adjustable per calendar month, and then per time 24-hour period across January, and then obviously per calendar month. So as the daylight varies through the year, you can adjust your schedule to fit in with that daylight change, whether it's earlier or later through the year. So quite a powerful function if you do want to go set that up. Event. We've got motion detection, and because it's got a ColorVu with AccuSense technology built within the motion detection, we've got the enhanced human vehicle detection. Again, motion detection for me isn't as good as the intrusion and line crossing, so I prefer to use that, but you can use it within motion detection. Object classification. Video tampering, if you want to use that. Some do, some don't. And then you've got your exceptions, which are like the SD card failure, etc., hard drive fall, illegal logins, etc., and what you wanted to do upon detecting that. So under smart event, so storage, we can put a SD card in there or a network hard drive allocation up to 8 pathways. You can also have it do the constant record, motion record, event record. You can also have it doing time lapse. So under capture, if you do have an SD card fitted, under capture, under enable timing snapshot, fill in the details appropriately, and those timed images will be saved to the SD card. You can pull them off and then use it to make a time-lapse video of a construction site, for instance. All of our IP cameras contain that enable timing snapshot function. So it's a nice like dual function almost. Under the event, under smart event, you have scene change detection. You can enable that. So if somebody goes up, moves the camera around, so it's looking at something else, maybe they want to do some harm or damage to the property, and you can be alerted on that. Intrusion detection, line crossing detection, region entrance and region exit. So what I can do is enable that, draw a detection area. So we're interested in anything that gets detected in this area here, for instance, and then maximum size, anything below that, but above this size here. So you can mitigate false alarms further. Not only has it got the built-in AccuSense technology to help that false alarm mitigation, but you can actually draw the object sizes to further filter against that. Once we're happy on that, humanoid detection, yes. Threshold is 0, but again, if I make it a threshold of 10, that means the object has to be in this area for 10 or more seconds before it goes into alarm. So again, further enhances the false alarm mitigation. But we'll put that as 1. Sensitivity default 50, and then target validity basic, higher, higher, or highest. So again, enables you to further enhance the sensitivity and the performance of the analytics, depending on the application and how many false alarms you get in. You shouldn't have that many because it is AccuSense technology, but if you do, you can further adjust these parameters to get the best performance you can for that given application. Once we're happy with that, click Save. And again, if you go to Help, it's like an online manual, and you can actually build what it says in there, read it, and then adjust appropriately. Okay, so arming schedule 24/7. It has up to 4 areas and 4 line crossings because it is AccuSense. You get 4 rather than a standard 1 and 1. And then what you want it to do when it's detected, so you've got Notify Surveillance Center, so that's our IMS 4200 software, Hike Central software, or our Hike Connect app. Upload to FTP or memory card, or send an email. So once we're happy we set that up as we need it, we click save and we can go back to the live view. On the live view, you will see the VCA rule, if I've enabled it on the configuration. Yeah, I have. So my blue area is my detection area. What I want to show you is you can actually adjust these through the VCA tab here. Smart event, face caption or monitoring. So we set it up to smart event. Under general, we can adjust the actual display setting, the image performance parameters. As I said, it is under normal. If I adjust it to low illumination, you can see that that will now change, and you can see the difference. So you can see it's much lighter, so the grass has gone lighter. Everything appears to be a lot lighter in low illumination mode, prefer over normal mode perhaps. So keep an eye out on that now. Go back to normal mode. Once that changes, you'll see it does go a little bit darker. At night time, when there's low light, low illumination gives it a massively beneficial image performance uplift. So again, we'll show you that when it does get dark. We do have lights out here, so again, I'll show you them with it on and with them off. White light on, white light off. So there'll be 4 parts to this, so you do have to bear with me, unfortunately. But again, if I put it into backlight, so you can see all the, or front light. So it depends on where the sun is, whether it's in the foreground or background, and then what effect that has. So again, it goes quite dark on that. But if I put it into backlight, that gives a very nice bright image. As I said, because it is 8 megapixel, you can see the definition. You can even see the condensation from our combi boiler. So it is 4th of January, so it is still quite cold here in South Wales. What I can do is zoom in. So if I start digital zoom, I can show you. Go back to PTZ mode. I was in the wrong general mode. It doesn't allow that. So if I go to start digital zoom, draw the box, and you can see there, I can keep drawing it. Okay, that is quite far away. That building's probably a good 50 to 60 meters away. I can still read the sign, but you can see that building is still a long way away, in comparison to where the camera is. But again, if I wanted to view something, let's say this post up here, draw an area like this, and you can zoom in, and I will still clearly see, obviously there's our infrared beam tower. You will still clearly be able to make out an object, a person, vehicle, etc. And that's still a good 25, 27 meters from where the camera is to that end of the building. So still quite good definition. It is 8 megapixels, so you do benefit from that. And if I go back to the start, what I will do is quickly go out there, walk around. You should see this VCA box trigger as I'm walking around, because again, it is looking for human activity. So I just want to go out there, show you how clear it is when I present in the scene, walk to the end, turn around, and then walk back. So give me 2 seconds while I do that. Okay, so we're back, and it is now 7:05, so it's as dark as it is now as it's ever going to get in reality. So if we press play on here, and we can see the great outdoors. You can see there the street lighting is on. Our DVS car park lighting has come on, as well as our outside lighting. They are only very small white lights, about that big, emergency style lights that emit white light. But you can see there, it is, a very, very, very usable image. You can see the supplementary lighting from across that building car park there with the lights on it, plus a bit from our car park plus here. But the image itself is absolutely stunning. Now, if you delivered that to me as a customer, not only is the clarity, the color, the superbness of this image is just unreal. Now, if I go to general, you can see it's in normal mode. If I change it to low illumination, keep your eyes on that, and it'll just enhance that again, so it brightens up the scene a little bit more. So again, the areas that could have been a little bit darker before do add a little bit more color and vibrancy to it. There's a little birdie over there. Again, choosing the right mode really is down to the application. So you've got backlight, And again, that's going to adjust itself. And then if we go back to normal, and you can see there, it's still a very, very, very good image. It does take sort of about 10 seconds really for the image to stabilize again. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic image. Now, with the lighting level we got there, normal mode would be absolutely acceptable. I'm just going to go walk outside, and then what I will do is turn the outside lights off. So I'm going to go quickly do a quick walk. Okay, so you can see there, or you saw me walking around, hopefully you got a good appreciation of the image quality itself. I am going to go and turn the outside lights off now. 2 minutes time, that camera's white light should come on. So what I will do quickly is go to configuration and turn the white light off. But let me go and turn those building lights off and I'll come right back. Okay, so again, I've turned the outside lights off so you can see our car park light on all our exterior lighting has gone off. The building behind, a good 20 to 30 meters away, there is one of those like sodium sun packs on there, but it isn't as bright as it looks right now. When you go out there, it is surprisingly quite dark. I'm happy to go and get my iPhone and hold that up so you can see how dark it is. It's very, very interesting, like, you know, how good this image is now. So there's no white light on currently. So all we're relying on right now is the camera itself. There's no white light that's on the camera. That's actually off. You can see no reflection off the tin cladding, but just supplementary lighting. Now, if I go to general and put this down to low illumination mode, so you can see when I change this mode, then it should lighten it up a little bit more. So you get a little bit more of the enhancement there. So again, the darker areas have become a little bit lighter. So again, improving on that image quality at night. I'm going to go outside there now in front of the camera so you can see how good the image quality is with no white light on the camera. And then we'll turn the white light on. Okay, hopefully you saw the image from my iPhone. So it is surprisingly, it looks like bright daylight out there, or you know, not far off anyway. But it is surprisingly dark, even when you see it through the iPhone 12 Pro, which is a bloody fantastic image quality. And I know there are things you can do to make the image appear more so in line with this image, but that's just a real nice way of showing how dark it actually is out there, because people don't believe me when they see this imagery. They don't believe how dark it actually is there. Okay, so I'm going to put it back to normal mode. Next thing we're going to do is trigger the white light, or turn the white light on. So into configuration. We're going to put it into night mode. And you'll see instantly the white light will be reflected on that cladding. So keep an eye on that cladding there. So you can see that's lit up now with that white light. So the two white bright LED lights there, you know, light up this foreground in front of the camera quite nicely. And again, you can adjust the brightness. I put it up to 100%, and you can adjust it smart supplement light to on or off. So when I walk in front of it, it actually dims the white light slightly, like it does there, to make the image not whitewash out. But again, if you want to see how bright it is with the white light in its full capacity, turn that to off. That will now go up to its full peak. Just wait for it to build back up again. So, right, I'm going to go and walk out of there now. So if I just switch the mode, just make sure, back to day, back to night. And you can see that white light reflecting already off there. And again, if you turn the brightness down, you should see that dimmed right down. You'll see the effect it has on that image there. So you can see there, when you turn the white light off, the actual effect that white light has on the image is drastic. Put it up to 100%, and you can see how well that white LED performs in this image. So back to live view. And again, wait for it to start. Under general, it's normal, but I can make it low illumination. Again, that image now, no supplementary light, or not any from our building anyway, just what's around the area. But again, you can see how powerful this product can be. If I put it down to low illumination mode, you'll see the effect is even more drastic. Put it back to normal. Okay, so let me go and walk in front of that camera. So this is no supplementary light from our building, white light on, and now we're going to do this test. And it is only 17 minutes past 7, and it is dark, as you've already seen. Okay, so hopefully that gave you a very good understanding of how this technology works. Like I say, that's in a very dark area actually outside, and when you put it into an area that has got additional light in there, the performance is, as you've already seen, absolutely outstanding. You know, second to none. I don't think it can be beaten. I personally think this is a class-leading technology. We hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's very difficult to simulate every application, and I know we always get questions of, you know, what's suited to what. But again, don't forget, the white light isn't as good as infrared. It doesn't have the distance infrared has. So infrared will always outperform the white LED if you want clarity at a distance. The white light is 10 to 15 meters. That's why I only walked about 17 to 20 meters away on that last test, because past that you will start losing the effect of the white light. But up to that, not only does it act as a nice visual deterrent or a spotlight on the area, so it gives you some supplementary lighting, but it gives you this outstanding image quality at night. And that's what it's all about, getting that, you know, absolutely fantastic image quality at night, where you've got usable evidence. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please, please, please stay safe wherever you are. Keep subscribed, stay tuned. We welcome your comments, and we'll see you next week for another how-to video. Take care, guys.